Hello, Dark Moon Doll here. It's Sunday morning, and I just wanted to do a quick video relating to spirituality talk, kind of. And I just wanted to say that a lot of times, and I've talked about this before on this channel, it was just on my mind just now. A lot of people are told to honor your ancestors, but what if all the stories you've been told about your ancestors were nothing but negative? First of all, people got to know what are ancestors really. There are people that came before you, right? People that were related to you by blood that came before you. And supposedly these people carry on their attributes and traits within you. And their power is within you. When they die, some people believe when your ancestors die, they can become a part of you. So their energy, in a sense, is within you. So you are your ancestors. But what if your ancestors have done some really fucked up shit? Like, raped and killed people and all kinds of crazy shit. How do you reconcile with that? And I thought I'd talk about this too because I saw this show on YouTube. I don't know if you guys know about it. Some of you guys know about the show called Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. And he talked about that on the recent episode. I can't remember. I think it was a British guy who was on there. And he was talking about his brand, Swiss K. I think that was the name of the brand, that guy who invented that brand. But anyway, he was talking about that. And Mike Tyson was saying, pretty much saying his ancestors, what they've done, and they weren't so great people, but why am I supposed to, and this is my question, and I'm not going to quote Mike Tyson verbatim, you can watch that show, but why are we supposed to honor an ancestor that was not so great? You know what I mean? It's like, do I honor someone if I find out something about, like for instance, my dad. My dad wasn't a great person. He did some really awful stuff, according to the family members. I don't know the absolute truth about everything because I wasn't there to witness it. I was the youngest out of 8 kids, and we lived in a very dysfunctional family. And to this day, the dysfunction carries on. So anyway, yeah, he supposedly did a lot of this stuff. I've never seen it. I just took my relative's word for it. I believe them. Why would they make something like that up? That's how I felt about it at the time. And as years go by, I don't know what the truth is, and that's when you just do some soul searching and meditating on it and resolve it on your own. Because a lot of times resolving things right head on with family, it doesn't work for me because there's too much confrontation that people aren't ready for. The feeling of confrontation, people don't like that. Coming straight forward and asking questions, people don't like that, at least in my family. They sidestep it and try to find another way to explain what happened or whatever. And all of it just ends up feeling like a bunch of lies because you don't know who to believe after a while. And everybody seems like they're lying. And for me, learning about my ancestry hasn't been easy because there's so many different stories going on being told. My mom usually talked to me when she was drunk because she was an alcoholic. So she would talk to me about some family history things, and I just was like, okay, do I believe this? Is she reliable? Or maybe she's more reliable when she's had something to drink. So so I laugh about it. I know people might think that's horrible to laugh about, but not really, because if you've been in a family of alcoholics, then you have to have a good sense of humor, because there's a lot of fucked up shit that goes down in those kind of households, really. Just drinking some green tea. But yeah, I just wanted to come at you guys and talk to you about that, about honoring your ancestors. I think the most important thing is if you start to honor yourself and appreciate what gifts you have to bring here, then in turn you are honoring your ancestors, and maybe you're turning things around. Your ancestors did some really horrible things when they were here, but maybe you could turn that around by getting more in touch with who you really truly are, and not based on what they wanted you to be, because what they were wasn't that great. So why would they care what you are wanting to be and striving for right now? So That's my cat. So yeah, I just thought I'd have a little chat for you guys, a little spirituality talk chat on a Sunday. A lot of times I like, well, not a lot of times, sometimes I like to do a video about meditation and meditate. So this is what I encourage you guys to do. If you felt like I did for so long that you don't know who to believe, and it seems like a lot of your ancestors weren't that great of people, so what do? You have to get in touch with yourself and love those strengths that you have within you, and know that there may be ancestors you haven't even heard of or met, that are within you, around you, protecting you. So we're never alone, And when I say never alone, I don't mean like, oh, Uncle Charlie's just a block away, or Aunt Susie is coming over today. No, I'm talking about with the spirit world. They're always there looking and watching you and caring about your well-being. And if you're earnestly making an effort to do what you set out to do when you got here on this planet, the ancestors that have your back will have your back if you ask for their help. And I've been doing that in meditation, just trying to connect with that part of me, and I feel like a lot of good has happened from that. Learning to let go a lot of shit that I went through in the past. That's the reason why I was diagnosed with PTSD. Because of that. Because of the dysfunctional family, extreme dysfunctional family, abusive family that I endured. And I still have remnants of that coming back to me with family members trying to get in contact with me. I pretty much disassociate. I just cut off all my biological family because there was so much pain and abuse in all sorts and forms that went down in that family that it's toxic for me to be around my family. It is. And even the ones that weren't involved in the abusive things that happened, they just remind me of it because they're connected to a person that orchestrated it without getting into fine details. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Don't feel pressured if you're like, well, why should I honor this asshole because he he used to beat me up when he was alive, and now he's dead. I'm supposed to honor him and his abusive ways. That's how I felt for the longest about the whole honor your ancestors type of thing, or even honor your elders type of thing, because people think that all elders are here to spread wisdom to you and help you out, uplift you, and help to guide you. Not all people that are older than you are out for your best interests. Just because they're older and more wrinkly, and have gray hairs doesn't mean that they're going to be out to help you. Because they might be fucked up in the head more so than you are. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of lies that we were told since we were a kid. I mean, it's a bunch of lies you're told when you're as a kid to make you feel inferior, to make you feel stupid, to make you feel like, why am I complaining? This adult says this is okay, so I should not complain about it. But ends up becoming a form of abuse by saying, I'm older than you, so you do what I say type of thing. And that's what I grew up with. And the whole do what I say, doesn't even matter what it is they want you to do, even if it's wrong. It could be totally wrong. But they want you to do it because I'm an adult and you're a tiny little kid and I tell you what to do. And if you don't do what I say, then you'll have hell rain upon you type of vibe. But the thing is we're already powerful when we came out of the womb. We had our own power where we could say no. But we stopped saying no because we felt inferior. Kids that have been abused severely, if you're out there and now you're an adult and you're still dealing with that shit, don't feel guilty if you don't feel like, I don't feel like I can really honor these people because they fucked me over. Within our background, I'm sure there's ancestors that didn't fuck us over. And I think the more that you meditate, the more you start to connect with that energy. So, and that's what I've been doing in it. it was hard for me for many years because people kept saying connect with your elders, connect with the people, connect with the energy of your dad or your mom, and I'm like, I don't want to connect with that energy because that energy was toxic when it was on the planet, and I don't know how good that energy is now, you know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thanks for joining me today for this little spirituality talk, talking about should you honor your ancestors if they were jerks or assholes. That's my viewpoint on it. The more you connect with yourself through meditation and ask yourself questions, you can ask yourself questions like that, and you get answers. You get answers if you sit there and wait and get yourself in that meditative space. You have the answers within you. That's why a lot of people say that, if the answers are within, because we need to take time and slow down and really listen to what those answers are and really understand the messages we get within meditation. The sources from the answers we get come from many different places. It could come from spirit guides, it could come from the angelic realm, and these are things that people don't really jive with. They don't really, I don't believe in angels and all that stuff. I'm not telling anybody to do that. But I know that there's people out there that have had experiences like me where they came in contact with these type of beings that are here to help. Because a lot of people that are young and they go through really traumatic, abusive experiences and don't have anybody physically, like an adult, helping them, the spirit guides kick in. The spirit guides kick in, angelic realm kicks in when that being is asking for help and pleading for help. So, yeah, it's a really hard thing to reconcile when you look at your ancestry. You're thinking, wow, these people weren't really that great people. How do I reconcile with that? Through meditation, sit down and really connect with that and ask yourself these questions and how you do it, because I can't tell you how to do it. Only you can tell you how to do it, because you do have those answers within you. How else would you have gotten through your life this far? Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing. And thank you for your kind comments. Leave your comments down below and let me know how you feel about this subject matter, about honoring your ancestors. Not everybody can do it because they weren't given positive ancestors to look to. I mean, and there's only so much I know about those people that came before my parents. There's only so much I know about them because I didn't kick it with them and spend a lot of time with my grandparents. I didn't meet the grandparents on my mom's side, but I did meet my grandma and great-grandma on my dad's side. I never met any of my grandfathers. So, but I could get an idea of why my dad turned out the way he did and why my mom turned out the way she did, just by searching my soul and taking some time out and meditating. And I had to do that at a young age. I didn't even know it was called meditation. I just knew that when something really crazy went on, I'd need to go somewhere in my room and just relax and ask questions. And also I would ask for help. So, yep. I did it ever since I was a kid, but I didn't know that's what it was that I was doing. So, alrighty, guys. Have a great Sunday. Brightest blessings to all of you. And I'll see you soon.